Hello, my name is Steve Hatsigi, and this is my self-improvement presentation. I'd like to read you a passage from the first chapter of the book that really hit me hard when I first started reading it. It goes, I am not who I think I am. I am not who you think I am. I am who I think you think I am. Let that blow your mind for a moment, huh? Our identity is wrapped up in what other people think of us. More accurately, what we think other people think of us. Have you ever wanted to find your purpose, overcome negativity, and stop overthinking? Maybe you've been looking to better understand your mind, your ego, your relationships. Today I'm going to talk to you about a great book that will guide you to better understand your mindfulness, your gratitude, and self-discovery. Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty has definitely changed my life, and I think if you had an opportunity to read it, it could change yours too. The book relates to two concepts that you find in our reading. First concept is the impression formation process and impression management strategies. Another concept would be the emotional messages, and you'll see that especially when you talk about gratitude and kindness. Throughout the presentation, I'll talk about four concepts. The first one being negativity, second one will be our purpose, third will be gratitude, and I'll finish up by talking about our ego. Let's get started with negativity. Comparing, complaining, criticizing, something we often do pretty much all day of our lives. We focus on the negative aspects of life and negative aspects of people. We should always understand that every person is really more good than they are bad. And once you start seeing that, you start to have more happiness in your life as in you see the good in people as opposed to the negative in people. When we criticize others, we can't help but notice the negativities and the criticisms in ourselves. Really, when we criticize others, we're criticizing ourselves and trying to make ourselves feel better about who we are, as opposed to improving ourselves. We make ourselves feel better by criticizing others. An important part about getting negativity out of your life is to become an objective observer. Approach negativity by removing ourselves from the emotional charge of the moment. And how important is that when the negative things happen to you or you're in a situation where you're feeling as if it is a negative moment, we get wrapped up into it, we jump into it, we get involved in it, and really we should step back, reframe it into a positive situation and see the light in it as opposed to the dark in it. And if you are unable to do that, just separate yourself from the situation totally, because you don't need to have that negative influence in your life when you really want to be a little bit more positive. One thing that's big about negativity is competition. When we are so focused on, especially in social media, what other people have, we're competing with their car, their money, their vacations, their clothes, and we're so focused on other people's things and what they do have versus what we don't have, we become envious, we become negative, we become upset. That takes the positivity out of our lives. We're defining ourselves in relation to people around us. We should be defining ourselves as who we are from the inside out. The next concept I'd like to talk about today is purpose, specifically our dharma. And dharma is defined as our passion plus our expertise plus the usefulness. So it's taking what we have passion inside of us, becoming an expert in that, and making it useful to the world. That is your dharma. You want to use our traits and what our passions are for the good of others, to take care of others. I've always believed you want to give and not to gain. And eventually you will probably end up gaining, but the most important thing in life is to give, okay? Important part about finding your purpose is just being more self-aware. We've always been told that we can be anything we want, and really we should think about how we can be everything that we are. Who we are as a person is what's most important. Bringing out our best qualities, our passions, that is what the fruits of life is. Not necessarily just being anything in the world that I want to be, it's being everything that I am as a person. The last part about purpose is really embracing your dharma, embracing your purpose, and making sure it serves others. That is what's important. And taking our past beliefs that are false and self-deceiving, and they sneak and they block our progress. We can't progress in this world and ourselves if we're always focused on our past mistakes and what has held us down throughout our lives. I know one thing for me, I'm always working on being better than I was yesterday. That's what's important to me, is winning the day. And if I win every single day, I will continue to get better. The next concept I think was super important, and I'm really focusing on myself, is gratitude. And I love how he defines it as the world's most powerful drug. Really, because of gratitude, if you're gracious in this world, if you wake up in the morning gracious for everything that you have, it's going to be contagious. And it's going to allow you to be more kind to people. When you're kind to someone, that person's going to be kind to the next person. And that helps and grows throughout society. We're always so focused on the negative, again, talking about that negativity, because we're not gracious for what we have. We're worried about what we don't have. And it's important that we move forward in life by being gracious and being kind. If we practice gratitude every single day and every moment of every day, it's going to cause a ripple effect in society. And kindness and gratitude are symbiotic. They 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 they, um, they reverberate through our communities, which brings highest intentions to those around us. So if we continue to be kind and continue to be gracious, you're going to see people change around you, and how they react to you is going to allow you to, again, be more positive, allow you to grow in your dharma, and just be more gracious. The final concept I'd like to talk about today is ego. Specifically, he talks about humility. And one thing I've struggled with my whole life is having a high ego. Even though I'm not a confident person, I have low self-esteem. I've always had a high ego. I've always been a kind of person who knows it all. And I've realized over time that as I grow, as I learn that I don't know it all. I don't know anything. I have so much more to learn. And becoming more aware of what I have to gain in this world has allowed me to become more self-aware, and has allowed me to build my self-esteem, to better myself, knowing that I'm growing, as opposed to knowing that I don't know, then thinking I know everything when I know I really don't. Ego is an obstacle to growth, and it's when we're trying to grow, that ego holds us back. When you think you know everything, you don't think you have to learn anything, and that's just holding you back in the world. Um, and what we want to really build on is our confidence and our self-esteem. Build our confidence, build our self-esteem to be better people, and people will see that from you, and that's what's important. That's going to allow you to keep growing, keep learning, which is why I'm back in school at my old age, is because I understand that I don't know it all, and it's time for me to continue to learn and grow. In conclusion, I have always been concerned about how others thought of me. That's one thing I've been, like I said in the beginning of the book, I've always thought about what others think about me. And reading Think Like a Monk has really allowed me to become more humble, continue to learn, and be more gracious in the world. It's changed my life, and I hope this presentation can inspire you to get the book, and give it a read, because if it can change my life, I'm sure it can change yours. To kind of review everything that I've discussed, first of all, was negativity. Understand that people are more good than bad, and the way to start to remove negativity from your life. Also become an objective observer, remove internal negativity. Then I discussed purpose, specifically our dharma. We need to understand our dharma, embrace our dharma, and be more self-aware. I moved on to gratitude, where I discussed the importance of practicing gratitude and how kindness and gratitude are symbiotic. I finished by discussing ego. We should combat our ego with humility, recognize ego as an obstacle to growth, and the importance of building our self-confidence. The book has meant a lot to me. Again, it's given me so much insight into my life and who I am as a person. And I think that if you grab it and pick it up today, give it a good read, it can change your life as well. Thank you for your time today. Have a wonderful day.